From Kern Government Television, welcome to this week's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting. Originating from the County Administrative Center, located at 1115 Truxton Avenue in Bakersfield, California. Grounded in ideas, energy, and innovation, Kern County's vision is to be a driving force for the world's fifth largest economy. And our mission is to exceed expectations of the communities we serve, changing the way they feel about government, those who manage it, and the services it provides. Today's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting will convene momentarily.
Okay, board to reconvene. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Supervisor Peters.
Here.
Supervisor Scribner.
Here.
Supervisor Flores.
Here.
Supervisor Couch.
Here.
Supervisor Perez. Here.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome to the Tuesday, May 23rd AM session of the Board of Supervisors. We'll begin today's meeting with the flag salute led by David Villarino. Following the Pledge of Allegiance, please remain standing for a moment of prayer, silence, or meditation, whichever you prefer.
Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Please be seated. Okay, at this time, we're going to call on Nick Cullen, our Director of Animal Services Department, to introduce our Pet of the Week. Morning, Nick. Who do we have today?
Good morning, Chairman Flores and members of the board. I brought with me Jojo. Jojo's about a year-old terrier mix, super full of energy. He's available for adoption. She is available for adoption this morning at the Kern County Animal Shelter.
Okay, thank you. Good luck, Jojo. Okay, that brings us to item 6. At this time, we'll begin considering the consent agenda. Agendas are located at tables near the door for anyone wishing to follow along this morning. All items with a CA above the item number are considered to be routine and non-controversial by county staff. Consent items will be considered first and may be approved by one motion. If a member of the audience wishes to comment or ask questions regarding an item on the consent agenda, they may do so prior to a vote being taken. A member of the board may remove any item from the consent agenda and it will be considered in its listed sequence with an opportunity for any member of the public to address the board concerning the item before action is taken. A member of the public may also comment on any action in closed session. At this time, I'll read the consent agenda item numbers. Starting on page 2, item 1 and 4 through 6 and item 9. On page 3, items 10 through 16. On page 4, items 17 through 24. On page 5, items 25 through 32. Page 6, items 33 through 40. Page 7, items 41 through 48. Page 8, items 49 through 56. Page 9, item 57. On item 58, we need to strike item 57, we need to strike the chairman and add director of public health to sign. Items 58 through 64. And on page 10, items 65 through 67. Okay, would anyone, at this time, would any member of the public like to comment on any of the consent agenda items this morning? Okay, seeing none, I'll turn it back to the board for action.
Make a motion on consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and second. Members, cast your vote.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you. Okay, this brings us to item 2. This is a proclamation to proclaim May 25th through 28th, 2023 as the 75th anniversary of the Glenville Roundup Rodeo Weekend, and Supervisor Peters will be making the presentation.
Thank you, Chairman Flores. Motion on item number 2.
Second.
Thank you. Motion second. Members, cast your vote.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Good morning, Chairman Flores, members of the board. It's my honor this morning to proclaim May 25th through 28th, 2023 as the 75th anniversary of the Glenville Roundup Rodeo Weekend in Kern County. And I'm joined here today by Mr. Jeff Stone and Jeremy Coop, who are going to be receiving these proclamations. And also, in addition to a proclamation from the board, I'm going to be presenting them with a proclamation from our state senator, Shannon Grove, and Assemblyman Vince Fong. This is an awesome community, a super tight-knit community. I've seen it come together in disasters like the Erskine fire or the Cedar fire. They've had a lot of ups and downs up there, but in the good times, bad times, everybody in that community pulls together in this awesome spirit of generosity. It's just an outstanding community and one of the funnest rodeos you've ever been to. I've had the chance to attend most of them as my family's had a place up in the area for about 30 years, and I've even got a chance to compete in a couple, which I think I'm not going to try and repeat this year, but if anybody wants to go, I would definitely encourage them to come down, and I'll turn it over to my friends here.
Thank you very much. For our small community to have had this opportunity to put on this rodeo for 75 years is really quite an honor. The people in that community started the community center, the community hall, the rodeo grounds 75 years ago to really make it an asset for the community, and it's truly become that. And this event, hopefully goes on for many, many years following our 75th anniversary. So thank you all for your continued support, and Supervisor Peters, thank you especially for everything you've done for our community.
Appreciate it. Thank you to see you guys.
Thank you. Okay, that brings us to item 3. This is to proclaim June through July 2023 as Kern County Library's annual summer reading challenge and lunch at the library, and Supervisor Couch will be making the presentation.
Motion on the proclamation.
Second.
Okay, motion second. Members, cast your vote.
Thank you. The motion is approved. All ayes.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, it's my pleasure today to present this proclamation to Andy Sullivan. As you know, Andy is our Director of Kern County Libraries. And I'll read the proclamation, make a couple of comments, and then turn it over to Andy and let her tell us a little bit more. The proclamation reads, the Board of Supervisors of the County of Kern, State of California has officially proclaimed June through July 2023 as Kern County Library's annual Summer Reading Challenge and Lunch at the Library. And this recognition has been entered in the official board minutes, signed by our Honorable Chair, Jeff Flores, stated today, May 23rd, 2023. I'm going to turn this over to Andy, but they always have a theme. This year it's Find Your Voice. And this is the event where we're encouraging people, young people especially, to read 10 books?
Yes, or 10 hours.
Or 10 hours.
Yeah.
So where's Elsa? She's not here today? She's not down here? I've encouraged her to read a book, but I think it's probably 100 hours for her for this particular book that I've given her. Anyway, it's a great event, and I know, how many years have you done this now?
Oh, long time. Well, Lunch at the Library 2014, summer reading, probably 60, 70 years.
I should probably just turn this over to you and let you tell everybody this. Anyway, thank you for doing this, and thank you for being here. Here's your proclamation. Tell us a little bit more about Find Your Voice is the theme this year, right?
I don't have to find my voice.
Your voice.
Good morning. Chairman Flores, members of the board, and Supervisor Couch for standing next to us as we champion summer reading and learning activities over the summer for kids and families all across the county. We have so much going on this summer. I feel like it's our first summer fully back since the pandemic. Even though we had in-person events last year, I just feel like this year is extra special. And I brought 2 extra special employees. They're hiding back here. Come over here. Genevieve and Farah, and they're going to talk about the Lunch at the Library program as well as the summer reading. And I also encourage each of you to be a guest reader this summer. Some of you have done it in the past, and I know that they're reaching out and contacting all of you, so we really hope to see you in our libraries this summer reading. Oh, Ms. Genevieve.
Good morning. Lunch at the Library is our free meal program at the library. We started it in 2014. We had 1 meal service location, and we served over 3,000 meals that year. This past year in 2022, we had 16 meal locations, and we served over 16,000 meals. So this year, we are so excited to announce that all 22 of our Kern County Library branch locations will be offering free lunches for children ages 2 to 18 every weekday, 11:30 to 12:30. By partnering with local school districts, we are able to provide not only the venue, the physical space for lunch, but also these really valuable activities and programs, community connections that enrich the literacy and learning of our children in Kern County. My personal favorite summer reading program is our Guest Reader series. So we've got a short video clip for you. You will see some very familiar faces, including Supervisor Peters, who sang Little Bunny Foo-Foo with me last year. And I believe a picture of Supervisor Couch as well. And I hope you join us again, all of you, to come guest read at the library. It's quite a lot of fun. So I think we're gonna wait for our video to play.
So I'm here to tell you guys a little bit more about the Summer Reading Challenge. So like everybody mentioned, it's just reading 10 books or 10 hours, and children and teens are able to get a free book to build their at-home library, but as well as get local incentives from our local businesses, and we have some really great prizes for adults too. So this challenge is not only for children and teens, but it is for adults, anyone from between the ages of 0 to, I guess the age now is 110, right? So anybody can join. It's very easy to join. All you need to do is download our Beanstack app that we have all of our reading challenges on, or you can fill out a paper log and bring it to the library and have our staff get you set up for that. And to kind of kick off this fun event with all these kind of performances and activities, I've brought books for all the supervisors and Mr. Alsop to join in this year for the reading challenge. They're advanced reader copies, so they might not be out yet, so you guys get a sneak peek.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
give them to,
I can take one if you want.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, that brings us to item 7, public presentations. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons to address the board on any matter not on this agenda, but under the jurisdiction of the board. Board members may respond briefly to statements made or questions posed. They may ask a question for clarification, make a referral to staff for factual information, or request staff to report back to the board at a later meeting. Also, the board may take action to direct the staff to place a matter of business on a future agenda. Speakers are limited to 2 minutes. Please state and spell your name before making your presentation. Thank you.
Chair, may I?
Yeah, sure. Supervisor
Thank you
President.
so much. Oh, thank you, Chairman. I want to say welcome to Tracy Mensch, who's about to speak here and provide some public presentation. Tracy has been an incredibly effective advocate for the handy-capable community and really for Kern County in general, because you're about everybody. And it's one of the things I love about you. We recently met and Tracy gave me some information. We watched a video about Katrina, the flooding that occurred there, and I was educated and enlightened about the particular challenges that our handy-capable community faces during the reality of flooding. Was not something that we've had to think about before, but now that it's on the horizon and we have to think about such things, we're really lucky to have Tracy in the community who's an advocate, knows about resources. And so I asked her to come today and to address our board for a couple minutes, Jeff, and let us know that let the community know there are advocates and people who care about our handy-capable neighbors. So, Tracy, with your indulgence, Chair, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Hello, supervisors. Nice to see you this morning. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Tracy Mensch. I'm an advocate for not only our community, but statewide. I'm on several boards, and one that I'm presenting to you today is I'm on the Kern Regional Center Board. I'm the Vice President of Kern Regional Center, and one of the things that I just wanted to share with you, as Letitia was speaking to you about right now, is disasters, meaning Katrina. Well, I was one of the people statewide with other advocates like myself, and I'm chairperson of that committee for the state of California, which is Consumer Advisory Board, and we create different publications. And one of the things was that we found was we went around in our communities, meaning statewide in California, and I went around in Kern County, and we made our own publications because we found that people, I'm trying to hurry,
That's okay.
people that when we had Katrina, people like me died. So we wanted to take action as people with disabilities and make this publication so it would be easier for us to be able not to create have people die like me out there in disasters. And so we did this, and I want to share it with you all. I don't have it with me today, but I wanted to present it today, and maybe in the future we could do that. And I want to make sure that you guys are well aware of it, and for our emergency preparedness, police and first responders, that I want to educate them and help them and be a team player when it comes to emergency preparedness, because a lot of us have different disabilities and different needs. So I want to make that very clear. I want to be a team player for my community and a whole, not only for people with disabilities, but to educate you all on these things. So thank you very much, and hope to work with you all soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Mensch. May I say something? Thank you so much for coming and your advocacy and your heart. And I just want to, I don't know what your schedule is, but I'm going to call upon our chief of the fire department, Chief Duncan. He's going to give an update on this very topic. If you want to stick around to hear that, I think it would benefit us and you, and your comments definitely benefited our county. So thank you. Supervisor Perez.
Chairman, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Tracy, thank you for being here. We had the opportunity to look at some of these resources and materials. They're absolutely brilliant. Tracy is a ferocious advocate for her community, I assure you, and for Kern County on the whole, but in particular for the folks that she represents and who trust her. And she is our representative in the state for such issues and has access to ideas and challenges that we don't really think about, Supervisor Peters. You know, we're lucky enough not to always think about such things. Tracy Mensch thinks about it 24 hours a day. She has to. So as you come back here and continue to educate us, Tracy, and we work, as you said, as a team player, I think we get information and resources out, and we're stronger for it. So, Chairman, thank you for your indulgence on the time. And Tracy, thank you. Stick around to hear from our chief.
Thank you very much, Chairman, and thank you all. And I look forward to working with you all.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, any other speakers under public comment before we move on? Okay, seeing none. Okay, that brings us to board member announcements or reports. Any board member announcements or reports? Okay, Supervisor Perez.
Chairman, thank you so much. I would like to take a moment this morning to recognize some members of our hardworking county family. I was informed last week that an individual at one of our library locations was found unconscious in the bathroom, having suffered from an overdose. This situation could have ended very badly if it wasn't for the brave staff members of our Kern County Library team who amazingly were able to find the individual early enough to administer Narcan and saved this person's life. I am so proud of our library director, Ms. Andy Sullivan, and her team for leading the charge of having the Narcan medication readily available at our county libraries, and for having the courage to step up and save a person's life. I know when you think of libraries, we don't always think of life and death situations. However, as you know, our libraries are resource centers that offer way more than books to check out. Thank you, Andy, for always thinking outside of the box and for making Kern County a better place for all of us. I would also like to take time to recognize our Director of Behavioral Health Services, Stacy Kuahara, for assisting my office with securing Narcan medication that will be distributed at a fentanyl awareness meeting this Sunday hosted by Councilwoman Manpreet Kaur. I know the opioid epidemic is a complex issue affecting many families, not just here in Kern, but across the country. I feel very grateful to have such an incredible group of individuals here at the County of Kern who are dedicated to help ease the pain of addiction and offer solutions that are literally saving lives. This is truly the best of us. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Supervisor Perez, and thank you to our library staff for that life-saving moment. Okay, at this time, I'm going to ask that David Villarino come down and address the board under my member comments. David is the CEO of FIELD, the Farm Worker Institute for Education and Leadership Development, and I think he wants to say a few things about an item that we adopted under consent and introduce his folks and talk about the best program. Thank you. Welcome, David.
Thank you, Chairman Flores. I want to thank the Board of Supervisors for today's vote. Especially want to recognize Chairman Bettis for her help. Supervisor Scrivener, thank you very much for all your help in Tehachapi. Supervisor Couch for all your support. Today's vote will further our ability to support the County of Kern in emergency services. We have recently received over $4 million from the state of California to do fire fuel reduction in the Tehachapi area and the mountains there, and also the Pine Mountain Club area. However, we're also poised with materials and supplies and vehicles to be able to do emergency services response in support of the county. However, we've been hamstrung because unless you have an agreement with the county, the state OES won't allow you to go out into the event. And so with this, we were able to move forward. We have a 5 economic sectors that we train and educate our folks, and one of them is in wildlife fire. And so we are connected with Bakersfield College. Our folks are getting certificates, but now they'll be able to get experience on the line in terms of fire support and that other emergency services. With us today, I'd like to present our director of the fire fuel reduction and our fire program, former BLM Battalion Chief Steve Watkins.
Thank you, Mr. Viorino, and good morning, everyone from the board. This is not new to me. It's new to me since I've retired from Bureau of Land Management this last October, but give you a real quick understanding. 32 years of wildland service. In the last 4 years, I was the incident commander of a federal incident management team. So usually when I come in front of a board like this, it's about talking about an incident, but something this is a more greater. This is a win-win for all. With Chief Duncan today and with the board making this vote happen today, this is going to help Field continue on the journey for the underserved in our community, to give them a pathway of employment, leadership, and training, how to serve their community here locally and abroad. It gives them a chance of reflection, leadership, and self-sufficient awareness of how to be a servant to their community. They've been trained over the last 18 months in wildland firefighting basic classes, in just a basic classroom with a partnership with Bakersfield College over the last 2 years. Now with this agreement, we will have the opportunity to apply what we've practiced in the classroom to apply to the community and represent Kern County here locally and hopefully abroad. This MOU will not just help us here, but it will help us with just scratch the surface to work on major agreements with the Bureau of Land Management, with the U.S. Forest Service and Park Service, which we already have, and Fish and Wildlife, and also Bureau of Indian Affairs. So this is just the first beginning for Fields. But without you guys, we couldn't even talk about this journey. So thank you on behalf of Fields and myself and Mr. Viorino and Chief Duncan for this great opportunity.
Great, thank you guys, appreciate you.
Special recognition to Chief Duncan. Thank you very much for your leadership and your vision. I want to thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, actually, having no more items to consider in open session. Oh, sorry, right, we have one more. Chief Duncan will be coming up to give a presentation to give us an update on the weather events of 2023.
Good morning, Chairman Flores, members of the board. I just actually want to take a minute and talk about Field. Just what a great program they have. We've been speaking with Mr. Viorino for over a year now. Getting this contract done is going to be a great partnership. Cannot wait to work with him and his program. Steve Watkins, he and I have fought fire for over 20 years together up and down the state. There's none finer than him, so I look forward to working with his organization. Moving on to my report today is going to be on the weather events and potential floods that may affect Kern County. As an operational update, we are currently inflows into the county are sitting at 11,000 CFS as of 8 a.m. this morning. Our outflows have been moved to 7,662, so 7,600, that's the highest they've been in the last month or so. Our lake fill is currently sitting at 385,000 acre feet, which is currently 69% fill, which is up 9% from my last presentation to your board. Most of the snow melt that we've seen in the mountains below 8,500 feet have melted, which is a good thing, and we're starting to see the melt occur from 8,500 to 9,000. But everything above 10,000 is still holding strong, and it's not showing signs of melting. What you're going to see in the next 2 weeks, starting yesterday through mid-June, is going to be our largest number of inflow into the county. This was predicted on weather models. This is that snow melt we're talking about from 8,500 to 9,000. So you're going to start to see numbers range from 10,000 to 12,000, peaks to 14,000 coming into our county. This is why we keep reiterating that we want to get as much out of the lake as possible so that we can make room for the snow melt that is coming in. And working with coordination with the Army Corps of Engineers, they're hearing us and that they want to get out as much as they can. So effective yesterday, the Army Corps of Engineers has ordered that the lake to move to 7,500 CFS output, up from 7,000 CFS output, which is a good thing. So we'll see spikes anywhere from 7,750, 7,500 all week. And the goal is, again, just to get out as much as we can to make room for the new snow melt. On a good note, though, is that we are seeing a cooling trend. So this week, starting tomorrow, you're going to start to see 80-degree weather, which is not really heard of in Kern County come late May, which is a welcome thing, but also will bring those inflows down so that we can get more out. This is a good deal. Currently, we're projecting about 10,000 behind where 10,000 less in the lake than where we were projected to be, which is, again, a good thing that we're not filling the lake as fast. Working with our water master and the state, he has negotiated a deal to where he is opening up what we call our inner tie. Our inner tie allows us to bring the water through the city, the county, the city, and use the California aqueduct and put roughly 500 CFS into the California aqueduct. The goal with that is if we don't put it in the aqueduct, it has to go towards the Tulare Lake Basin, and Tulare is already facing many problems of their own, so we don't want to add to their problems. So this is a good solution for everybody. So what are we doing? And last time I spoke, we opened up our EOC, or Emergency Operations Center. That is still open. There currently is no emergency. There are no evacuations. There are no warnings in place. We are just getting ahead of the curve, trying to plan and prepare our communities. We have stood up an incident management team. So the Kern County firefighters, full of plans, operations, people that are going through and building a plan on how do we prepare our county. And then the big heavy lift we did last week was maps. There's been a lot of questions and requests for maps. And the maps we received from FEMA and DWR just weren't very good. So your county leaders have stepped up, and we decided to create our own maps, which was a big undertaking, but we did it. Our maps are accurate, up to 95%. They're showing right where we expect the water to be, and we're able to get our residents accurate information that they can use. We believe that a prepared community, an educated community, is the way to go. Still, the areas that we identified as being affected, Rancheria, Manor Road, Goodmanville area, those are still our areas that we have the most concern with, but we are being proactive. We have held community meetings in those areas. We've put over 100 firefighters in those communities, helping them build individual flood plan preparation for each property. We want to hold their hand through the whole process to make sure that they feel safe and that they have everything they need. We have moved sandbag machines over to those areas. We've built close to, I believe it's 10,000 sandbags in those areas, just trying to give those communities everything they need to be prepared. But we need to get the word out, and that seems to be, our biggest, what we need to do most. We need to get the word out. So what we've done is we've created a dashboard on kerncounty.com, also hosted at kerncountyfire.com, and on that dashboard, you can see real-time flows into the county. You look at it, it'll tell you what the inflow, the outflow, and the percent lake fill is. We've opened up a hotline for people to call. That number is 873-2660. And like I said, we have a website full of preparedness information for the community to go to. I just want to stress that your county leaders are continuing to prepare. we take every emergency as an opportunity to prepare. So working with all our county leaders, we're exercising all our preparedness plans, whether that be at schools, whether it be at hospitals, working with our private entities like Chevron, PG and SCE, they're all preparing. So that is the conclusion of my report, and I'm here if you have any questions.
Okay, Supervisor Peters.
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate all you guys are doing. I just wanted to see if you could repeat the website and the phone number where people can get that info one more time.
Absolutely. The website, you can go to kerncounty.com, which is our county's website. They have a tag there. Or you can go to kerncountyfire.org. And the hotline number is 873-2660. And actually, if I may speak to a previous point, our handy-capable community, what we spoke to, access and functional needs, that is Georgiana Armstrong, our emergency manager. That is one of her, she's a strong advocate for that. And she is always telling me that we can do better than that, and I 100% agree with her. So I am looking forward to working with Tracy. I think we can have continuous improvement. I would love to hear her feedback and how we can do better to reach all residents in Kern County.
Chief,
That's awesome. Thank you, Chief.
Supervisor Perez.
forgive me. Chairman, thank you. Chief, thank you so much for that. Tracy is absolutely brilliant. She is resourceful. She is absolutely connected in the vein of our handy-capable community. And she is the source that you need, I promise you. And she will text me and email me to no end, constantly, resources that she has and ideas. It will just blow your mind. So this connection is so important, and I'm really grateful for it. So thank you, because what she can provide, what she gets from the state, which is top notch and really taken from the community themselves that has the intimate knowledge of struggles, and in particular what they've learned from Katrina and the flooding there. I just think is just such a great tie-in, and I really appreciate your heart about it. And I'd love to see Tracy really at the forefront of advising us, because she's really got it. I promise you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Perez. Supervisor Couch.
Thank you, Chief. In all my years, I remember everybody involved in water. The last thing they wanted was for Kern River Water to make it to the intertide to go to LA. And I don't even know if it's happened in my tenure. So with the lower temperatures, let me ask it this way: is that the last resort with the water? Are they doing everything they can? I know they don't want it to go to the Tulare Lake bed, but is it also the last resort that it go to the intertide?
Speaking with a water master, that seems to be, they want to hold all the water in Kern County.
Sure.
He doesn't want one drop to leave.
Right.
But he feels that that's the best mechanism to keep the balanced flow. The goal is to maintain 7,500 CFS all until this event is over. So he feels that that is the best way to do that.
And if they maintain that, I'm assuming that all these districts can just keep filling up their water banks, but they may be getting, I don't know, maybe they have a lot more space to go. Do you have any sense of that?
I know they're constantly evaluating, they're constantly moving, so as they fill one recharge area, they move to another one. I would have to lean more on the water master on that, but I know that they're exercising all their options.
Right, I appreciate your help. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Couch. Lastly, thank you, Chief, for your outreach efforts in Goodmanville. Heard that was a great meeting, well attended. Thank you, Ryan Alsop, and everyone involved. And I understand we're going to do one this Thursday as well at Manor Street and have a repeat. So thanks for your proactive measures, your mapping, making it better for us, in your professionalism. We're well served, and we're going to get through this. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. That brings us to our closed session items. We're going to hear County Administrative Office conference with labor negotiations, and at this time we'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you. Okay, we're adjourned till 2 o'clock. Thank you.
and your home have a fighting chance when it happens. For more information on how to prepare for wildfires and for